Well, how do there, chums? I, Captain Stephen. This is a thought-provoking ideas video from I. Yes, so I was playing the latest expedition, you know, the whale one, Leviathan, and I was thinking to myself, this would make a great mode rather than the survival mode that we have now, because survival mode that we have now is not too dissimilar from permadeath, is it really? Apart from you get to keep your stuff when you die, and yeah, other than that, there's not much difference. You've still got really restricted sort of inventory space, haven't you? However, what if survival mode added in additional survival elements? What if the giant sandworms could actually kill you as well and things like that? What if you had to replenish or re-nourish yourself with food items to keep yourself going? An additional bar, you know? A little bit like the old Subnautica. And along with it, why not a new respawning methodology? So whenever you die, you respawn, but you respawn at the last base that you've created or made, or the last settlement that you've touched down at and claimed. And what if everything from your inventory and your ship was lost? You've lost your ship, you've lost everything, apart from anything that you've put in your storage vaults at your last base that you put down. So yes, it pays to make yourself a shelter with a couple of storage vaults, put away anything of value or anything you want to keep before you progress forwards. So you also lose your ship. So the game would just need to highlight the nearest crash ship location to you and your last base, and off you go. It could be a couple of minutes, it could be a couple of hours, but you've got to go and fix that ship up and get taken off again. Hopefully you've got the right things in your storage vault to do so. So what about this as a little bit of a spin? There's no multiplayer, it's a totally solo experience. No help from no one. Apart from you get some odd messages of static coming through from Polo and Nada trying to reach out to you. And they're calling you, get this, Artemis. Yes, you're actually playing from Artemis' perspective, so there's no appearance modifiers, you can't change your look and feel. You're locked in as being Artemis, and you play in Artemis' quest line and what actually played out to Artemis and how they became to be in the situation they were. So perhaps we might roll into Null and maybe Apollo and have a little bit of lore around that to sort of flesh out those two characters, and also to give us a bit more insight into how Artemis must have felt. Heck yes. So I mentioned before maybe putting down bases as places of respawn. Well, what if it was your settlements that you're putting down that Frontiers brought into iteration, you can see on screen now, and what if we got a few new buildings that actually helped us with communication to either Null or Apollo or Nada or Apollo, to try and give you some sort of sense of where you are, to try and triangulate your position for this traveller to come and aid you in your quest. Maybe there might be a holoterminus building, for example, that you can erect inside of the settlement, or maybe there's other sorts of structures too, including a vault where you can put all your items, and maybe you gain an additional vault storage container every time you complete milestones, and maybe even survival mode could have different milestones. Almost like an expedition, when you're popping badges, it could reward you with certain things to aid you in your quest. I mean, we've all seen what Artemis has on this person. Not very much. Got the very first backpack, not even got an exo unit, so maybe you don't get all the hazard protection warnings and things that you normally get from exo, and you've just got to go by your bars and things like that. They could do so much with survival mode to make it a mode that feels more playable than what survival mode is right now. Because I kind of think there's a couple of camps out there. There's the creative players that love to base build, there's those that like to play normal, that just want the chilled experience, and those that want perma for the hardcore experience. Survival could be that middle ground that I think the game needs. So yeah, if you have some ideas that you feel that I may have missed that could improve survival mode, please put them inside the comments. I'm going to be sending this video over to Hello Games via the Zendesk. Until next time, goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.